Alright, what is up guys? How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the channel. As you know from last video, I'm done with that white Surron, so today we're putting parts on the purple Surron.
Yeah. Mini bands. Haha.
On my last YouTube video, I put my PO box so you guys could send me stuff. Since then, I've been in contact with a company that's been in the disc brake industry for almost 10 years. They just came out with a new model for the Surron LBX. So in today's video, we're gonna unbox them, install them, and test them on my purple Surron LBX. Let's go get it unboxed right now. Okay, let's get to unboxing right now. Okay. Look at that. This box is so clean. Let's open it up, see what's in here. Whoa! These look so clean. These are gonna match so good with that purple. Wow! Let's go test the stock brakes now, and then let's go install these and test them. All right, guys, we're at a hill. This is gonna be our first test. I mean, I don't know if you can tell how steep this is, but you should be able to tell. And we will definitely tell the big difference in the brakes if the brakes increase. This is like a 45 to 50 degree angle right here. Let's go ride it. I'm not gonna lie, this spot is pretty good. As you can see, the speed was not that quick. So as you can see, it's pretty steep. Alright, this heel is gonna give us an idea of how the brakes perform on a pretty steep angle. Let's go on to test number 2, which is gonna be flat ground braking. Probably from 20 to 30 miles per hour to a complete stop. So let's get to that. I found a spot where I can do the flat ground braking test on dirt. I'm going to be coming from over there going about 20 miles per hour, and then I'm just going to hit the brakes. I'm going to see how long it's going to take for me to go from 20 miles per hour to a complete stop. So let's go. All right, as you can see, there's quite a bit of a distance from when I started to hit the brakes to where I came to a complete stop. Let's go do test number 3, see how these stock brakes perform. Then let's go install the new brakes and do the same tests, see how they compare. All right, last but not least, we're gonna do a flat ground braking test going about 40 miles per hour, and we're gonna stop right there. And again, I'm gonna see how long it's gonna take me to go from 40 miles per hour to a complete stop. Okay, as you can see, there's the line. Look at where my bike is. Look at all that skid that it left. Stock brakes, Shimano pads. I mean, that's a long distance. Let's go upgrade the brakes and see how it performs with the upgraded brakes. I'm about to go install these on the purple Surron, but before we do so, let's talk a little bit about these brakes and the company that sent me them.
Alright, so these are the G500 4M brakes by Deeps, a company that's been in the disc brake industry for almost 10 years. These are CNC machined and they just look amazing. They come with everything you need to use them, including brake pads. They have braided metal brake lines. And just look at them. These are so clean. It's awesome to see that they not only come with hardware, but they also come with bleeding ports so you can bleed them whenever you want to. So these are their higher end model. They come at about 250 bucks. However, they do have the G415 4M model, which is very similar, comes with braided brake lines, and is only a little bit over 100 bucks. I think that's a great deal. That's cheaper than stock Surron brakes, and they perform so much better.
All right, these look so clean, so let's get to installing them right now. I'm gonna start with the front brake, removing it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and remove the back brake. I'm not really gonna show the process of the front brake that much because I'm gonna show that on my Instagram. Go follow right now and go watch that. But let's get started. Let's go do this right now. I don't think we're gonna need anything crazy. I think we're just gonna need a set of metric Allen wrenches. And yeah, let's get started with this front brake. Let's start by taking off the front caliper. For that, you're gonna need a 5mm Allen wrench. After you remove these two bolts, the brake caliper should just slide right off. Let's cut this right here. And just like that, your brake caliper's off. All you gotta do now is just remove the lever. That's it. And just like that, the front brakes are off. Let's go install the new ones. It's very simple. Just do the same thing you did to remove them, just backwards. Also, make sure that you put the shorter line brake system on the front and the longer line brake system on the rear. All right, the front brakes are installed and they feel amazing. Not only do they feel amazing, but they look amazing and they match the purple so well. Let's go install the rear brakes. These are gonna be very similar to the fronts. All we gotta do is remove that and remove the lever. However, we gotta find where this line goes through. And by the looks of it, it looks like it goes through here, up here, and then just comes out through here. Let's get started. All right, let's start by removing the cable covers. I'm gonna install those back whenever I have the new upgraded brakes installed because I think they make the bike look so much cleaner. However, let's go over here and try to find where these cables go through. We have a sensor cable and we have the brake line. So looking at where I would have to run the cable for the new brakes, I don't think I could fit this brake caliper through there. So I think I'm gonna have to disconnect the brake line on these brakes and on this brakes and just tie them up and run it through the same spot as the old wire is, and then just have to reconnect them and bleed them. After trying a bunch of bleeding ports for the stock Surron brakes, I could not find one that would fit. So what I'm gonna do is get this little bottle. I have a little plastic piece right there and I'm just gonna start pumping all the fluid out. The awesome thing about Deep's braking systems is that they come with 2 bleeding ports, so you can bleed your brakes whenever you want to. Now that I got most of the braking fluid out of the braking line, I'm gonna grab a little 8mm and just undo this. Put a little rag under because you might still have some braking fluid in the line. Try to get as much out as I could, but there could always be a little bit. All right, using an 8mm, we're gonna disconnect over here. Just watch out because you might have some fluid coming out of here. This is so lightweight and it looks so good. And they don't only have purple, they have a bunch of other colors. So yeah, you have a bunch of colors to choose from that could go with your bike. These look amazing. I'm not even done with them. I just put this one to see how it looks and it just looks so good. The stock Surron caliper and the brake wire are disconnected. I have the Deep's brake caliper over here, and I'm doing something a little bit crazy, but it's okay because I am crazy, and that is putting a bunch of electrical tape on the connecting port of the brake wire for the Deep's braking system. That way I don't have to drain it and I can just run it, install it, and then bleed it. All right, next up, we gotta somehow attach these two. Of course, I'm gonna use electrical tape. Just wrap it around, get these two attached. That way I can start pulling the old brake line and placing the new brake line where the old one used to be. Make sure you put a bunch of tape over here because you don't want this thing to unattach while you're pulling on it. Once you have something that looks something like this, we're gonna go ahead and remove this bolt, which has this that's holding the brake line. And then we just gotta start pulling. Come to the front, find the brake line, and just start pulling. You're gonna see how the old brake line is gonna guide the new brake line to go where it used to go. I went ahead and removed this bolt too. so I have a little bit more space to pull the wire. Okay, the wire went through there, came out through here. All I gotta do now is put it through here, make it go through there, and just attach it to the lever. I have not installed the caliper yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and install the brake line. You're just gonna use an 8mm. That feels amazing. I have to remove this one. We do have some sensors that we gotta remove. We're gonna have to remove these two and get to that. However, I got the caliper installed, and just look at that. All I have to do is put the 2 bolts in here. Let's get the new caliper installed. Let's add some thread lock and then just put the bolts in there. Before I tighten these 2 bolts, I want to make sure that my caliper is aligned with the rotors. To do that, I'm going to leave these 2 bolts slightly untightened to the point where the caliper moves. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab onto the brake lever. Leave this pressed and then go over here and tighten these 2. So leave it pressed and tighten them as you leave the brake lever pressed. Boom, they're looking so clean, but we got to get rid of this. So we got the brake sensor, which we got to go in here and find the plugs to. And then we got the brake line, which is pretty much removed. We just got to pull it out. So let's go in here. All right, let's remove these 2 bolts right there and just pull on this. And then there should be a bunch of connectors. Now we just got to find out which one is the connector for the brake sensor and just unplug it. All right, I got the 2 brake sensor connectors right here. Here's the front, here's the back. And just like that, we got them unplugged. Now I can go ahead and fully remove the brake lever. Now we have these 2 connectors that are exposed, so we're gonna get some electrical tape and just waterproof them real quick. And just like that, everything looks very clean and everything is waterproof. Let's just start tucking everything back in and putting this cap on. Look at that. That looks amazing. The purple on purple looks so good. So let's go try these out. Let's see how they perform in comparison to the stock Surron brakes. Let's go right now. Look at how clean that looks. I'm at the spot where I did the test number 1. Let's go do it again with the new brakes, see how they compare. Woo! I have so much more control of the braking power, it's crazy. Let me stop right here. Before, if I really wanted to stop in this heel, I would really have to slam the brakes and lock up the rear wheel. Now, I barely give it a bit of brake, and look, let's go. We're at spot number 2 for test number 2. Let's go do that right now. Look at the difference. Before I stopped way over there. I'm before the camera. This braking power is insane. Time for test number 3. I'm about to do test number 3. And as you can see, I started braking over here with the stock brakes. And then look at the skid mark. All the way over there. So I'm gonna guess these brakes are gonna bring us all the way over here. Okay, look at the yellow line. Look at where we stopped with the Deeps brakes. And look at the skid mark with the stock brakes. Right there. I would say that's about a 50% brake power increase, which is insane. All right, so what do I think about the G500 4M Deeps brakes? I think they're amazing. I think they're the best brakes I've ever tried on any Surron. I've tried TRP Evos, I've tried Hovetech, I've tried Lewis, I've tried Magura's MT5s, and I think these outperform those so much. And for the price, these are only $250. If you don't want to spend $250, Deeps also has a cheaper option, which also comes with metallic braided lines. That is the G415 4M, and I think those are a great option. They're only $100. So yeah, I think these brakes are on the scale of 1 to 10. If I put them at a 10, I would say the stock Surron brakes are like a 4. So you're gonna get over 50% brake power increase. As you saw on all the tests, these brakes outdid the Surron brakes. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I am gonna be putting the links for the G500 and the G415 brakes on my bio. I'm telling you, these brakes are amazing. The company is amazing. They always made sure that I was satisfied. They always replied super quick. And I wanna thank them so much for sending out these brakes because, I mean, they look amazing, they perform amazing. So my wheelies are about to get even more amazing. I will see you guys later.